Tonight on Mello TV Sports, the Caribbean Premier League is set to bowl off tomorrow in Trinidad. Zach Crawley scores a half-century for England in their test series versus Pakistan. And Ronald Koeman is the forerunner to replace Kiki Setien as Barcelona's head coach. We bowl off Mello TV Sports with cricket as the Caribbean Premier League, the first major cricket tournament to be staged since the COVID-19 shutdown, is set to bowl off tomorrow in Trinidad. Now, this will be the first T20 league during the pandemic and will be played at just 2 grounds over 23 days, with the final set for September 10. Tomorrow's opener is between 3-time champions Trinbago Knight Riders and 5-time finalists, the Guyana Amazon Warriors. That clash is the first of 33 matches, 30 group games plus the 2 semifinals and the grand final, with all fixtures to be played behind closed doors. The 2 venues are the Brian Lara Cricket Academy and the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain, with the final taking place at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Trinbago and Guyana are joined by defending champions Barbados Tridents, as well as Jamaica Tallawahs, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and the St. Lucia Zooks. St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and Guyana will be looking to win the tournament for the first time. 3-time champions, the Tallawahs, will open their account on Wednesday against the St. Lucia Zooks. Barbados Tridents won their 2nd title when they defeated Guyana by 27 runs in last year's showpiece and subjected Warriors to their 5th defeat in a CPL final. Guyana also going down in 2013, 2014, 2016, and 2018. Meanwhile, the Amazon Warriors have appointed Chris Green as their captain for this season. The Australian off-spinning all-rounder is back with the Amazon Warriors for the 3rd year, having first played for the franchise in 2018. He has taken 23 wickets at an average of 22 in his 23 matches for the team. Zach Crawley strengthened his claim for England's number 3 slot with a half-century as the weather-affected 2nd test against Pakistan petered out into an inevitable draw today. Crawley, filling the position for only the 2nd time, struck 53, his 3rd test half-century, and a shared partnership of 91 with Dom Sibley when the match belatedly resumed on the final afternoon at the Aggies Bowl. England took advantage of what was effectively an extended practice session, closing out on 110 for 4 in response to Pakistan's 236. Now, this draw means the home side maintains their 1-0 series lead going into the 3rd and final test, which starts on Friday. On to netball news now. Goalkeeper Shamira Sterling and her Adelaide Thunderbirds team got the better of fellow goalkeeper Kadian Dehaney out of the Melbourne Vixens in the Suncorp Super Netball League in Australia yesterday. The Thunderbirds won 54-47 to get the better of the leading Melbourne Vixens, who were suffering their first loss in 4 meetings. They continue to top the standings with 12 points, while the Thunderbirds are up to 5th with 8 points with 2 wins from 4 matches. On Saturday, goal shoot Janelle Fowler and the West Coast Fever won the matchup between goal shoot Shamira Nelson and defense Jodian Ward and the Collingwood Magpies as they came away with a narrow 63-62 result. Fowler scored 53 of 54 attempts, while the other end, Nelson had 45 of 48. The win put the Fever into the top 4 position with 8 points from 2 wins, while the Magpies are 1 from bottom with 4 points, 1 win and 3 losses. Also on Saturday, Romilda Aiken led the Queensland Firebirds with 59 goals from 57 attempts as they played out to a 61-61 draw with the Giants. That result kept the Firebirds winless and at the foot of the table with 2 points. Fowler, Sterling, and Aiken continue to lead the stats chart. Fowler has amassed the most net points with 439.5, with Sterling third on 330. Fowler leads goals scored with 217. Aiken is third with 147 and Nelson fifth with 120. Fowler tops attempts with 234. Aiken is third with 176. Aiken tops offensive rebounds with 30. Fowler is second with 15. Sterling tops defensive rebounds with 10 and deflections 31. We kick it over to football news now. Inter Milan will face Sevilla in the finals of this season's UEFA Europa League after 2 goals each from Romelu Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez helped them to a 5-0 victory over Shakhtar Donetsk in a one-sided semi-finals in Dusseldorf, Germany today. Former Manchester United striker Lukaku has now scored in 10 straight Europa League games and has amassed 33 goals for the season. Having missed out on the Serie A title by just a single point, Inter now have the chance to claim a first European trophy since 2011 when they face Julian Lopetegui's side Sevilla on Friday. On to some major international football news now. Ronald Koeman is the front runner to be the next Barcelona manager after the club confirmed the sacking of Kiki Setien. Setien was sacked in a meeting with technical director Eric Abidal just days after the humiliating 8-2 defeat to Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarter-finals. Koeman, a Barcelona great as a player, is said to be the preferred choice of President Josep Maria Bartomeu, with an announcement expected to be in the next few days. Ex-Tottenham coach Mauricio Pochettino is also a strong candidate. Now he is the preferred choice of director Ramon Planes, with whom he worked with at Espanyol. On to NFL news now. The Washington football team made a historic announcement today by naming former running back Jason Wright as the NFL's first ever team black president. Now Wright, a former running back who had spells with the San Francisco 49ers, Atlanta Falcons, Cleveland Browns, and Arizona Cardinals, will be responsible for leading Washington's business divisions, including operations, finance, sales, and marketing. The 38-year-old will report directly to Washington football team owner Dan Snyder, who expects Wright to set new standards for inclusion within the organization. Wright will replace Bruce Allen as Washington's team president. Allen was fired at the end of the 2019 season after Washington finished with a 3-13 record, which was the second worst in the NFL. He will now work alongside head coach Ron Rivera, who was hired in January to turn around Washington's fortune on and off the field. The hire comes a month after Washington announced that it would drop the name Redskins, widely perceived to be a slur against Native Americans, from its name after 87 years amid a widespread reckoning over racism in the United States. Now to end tonight's sports package, we present you with the play of the night. Wayne Rooney's goal from half line for DC United versus Orlando City FC.
Arcadillo Asquez trying to get through. Cleared away by Knaus. Pinballs to Rooney. Rooney sees Rowe out. Oh! It's in the net! Oh! It's in the net! Do you believe it? It's Wayne Rooney. Of course you believe it.
Recognition from Wayne Rooney. It's just a clearance here and then miscommunication. Doesn't even take a touch, recognizes Rose out of his box.
And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Shelley and Hill.
Thank you so much, Christopher. And now to end tonight's newscast, here are the main points. Government extends the quarantine and curfew measures for communities within the parishes of St. Thomas and Clarendon. All non-residents visiting Jamaica from the United States, Brazil, the Dominican Republic, and Mexico are now required to obtain COVID-19 PCR test results prior to traveling to the island. And PNP's Shadow Minister of Health and Wellness appeals to the general public to wear masks and to adhere to the practice of social distancing amid the general election campaign. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. Tune in to Mello TV News tomorrow for full coverage of Nomination Day starting at 11 a.m. I am Shelley Hill. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.
The Mello TV Evening News at 8 was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you think you've been exposed to COVID-19, stay home. Self-isolate immediately and call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.